Welcome to SVR IAS Academy. ComeOnIndia.com is our website. Today's date is 21st July 2016. In this current affairs online video lecture, you are going to learn 7 important topics which are highly useful for 2016 and 2017 IAS examination. The first topic is QS World University Rankings. QS World University Rankings. The topic covers most important universities in the BRICS countries. The ranking took 250 universities from BRICS and ranked based on its performance. What about Indian universities' performance in that? Which institute topped from Indian side? Second topic that we are going to discuss is retreating Himalayan glaciers. Retreating Himalayan glaciers. It is coming under GS paper 3, environmental degradation topic. As you may be knowing that there are many glaciers located along the Himalayas. This topic covers some important glaciers names and why it is melting, and the study is conducted by ISRO and other Indian institutions. So it is authentic and official data you can use while writing answers in the GS paper 3. Third topic of the day is North Korean missile test. If you read the international column in any newspaper, you used to see at least weekly once North Korea conducts some missile tests. From the civil service exam point of view, you should know the names of missiles which are coming in the news regularly and what is its geopolitical implications. And fourth topic that we are going to discuss today is masala bonds. Masala bonds, it is one of the highly expected area for 2016 and 2017 IAS examination. HDFC becomes first Indian firm to issue domestic masala bonds. What is masala bonds? How masala bonds make it easy to borrow money from the foreign source and so on. So this topic is very important. We will discuss in detail. And fifth topic that we are going to discuss today is Child Labour Prohibition and Regulation Amendment Bill. Child Labour Prohibition and Regulation Amendment Bill. It is coming under GS paper 2. Who are child, who are adolescent, and what are all the various punishments mentioned in this bill and so on. If you read the newspaper regularly, the last 2 years, Government of India has taken so many steps to promote traditional medicine of India, that is Ayush. So prepare at least 10 to 15 points that what are the various steps taken by Government of India in promoting that Ayush system, like establishing the separate ministry for Ayush and so on. In this background, recently India has signed an agreement with WHO. WHO stands for World Health Organization, to promote yoga, Ayurveda and other system of medicine. We will discuss about it in detail. Last, that is seventh topic of the day is about Madai River. It is a dispute between Karnataka and the state of Goa. Madai River is also called as Mandovi River, and this topic is very important for prelims examination. So let's start the video lecture. First, let's discuss about QS World University Rankings. It is published by QS Simons. They are global education analysts, and in this ranking they release a list of best performing universities among the BRICS nations. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. It ranked 250 universities. Out of that, India has 8 universities in the top 50. India has 8 universities in the top 50, and from the Indian side, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, topped the list among the Indian universities. Apart from some achievements, some drawbacks also there. 6 out of 10 top Indian universities ranked in 2016 lost their positions when compared to 2015. It means in 2015 these 6 universities ranked better, but in 2016 their performance got worsened. They got low ranking. Another plus point is that in 2015 Indian universities took 31 positions out of 200 universities ranked, but in 2016 out of 250 universities ranked, 44 universities secured their place. But overall, India's representation remains below China, Russia and Brazil. So out of 5 countries, India's performance is below than that of China, Russia, Brazil. There is no doubt that India's expanded ranking indicates that our increasing strength in our research and development activities. For example, 12 universities from Indian side scored 90 and above for the research and development. It indicates that our universities are gaining strength to compete with the best produced by China, Brazil and Russia. As already we discussed, Indian Institute of Science, which is located in Bengaluru, ranked as India's best ranked university. That's all about the topic of QS World University Rankings. You can use in GS paper 2 while writing answers on Indian education and quality of higher education in India and similar topics. Now let's discuss about retreating Himalayan glaciers in detail. As we advise you to prepare a list of important glaciers located in the Himalayan region. According to the recent report submitted by the government in the parliament, majority of the glaciers in India are melting at the rate varying from 5 to 20 meters per year. So, most of the glaciers in India are melting or retreating at the rate of 5 to 20 meters per year. In Uttarakhand, Gangotri is one of the largest glacier, then followed by Satopant glacier. So first rank goes to Gangotri glacier in Uttarakhand and second goes to Satopant glacier. One important point is that the study has been carried out by ISRO, that is our space agency, and Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology. Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology, which is located in Dehradun, conducted the study. The study carried out the changes in the area and length of the 82 glaciers which are located along the Bhagirathi and Alaknanda river basins. So the study carried out the changes in the length and area of the 82 glaciers. According to the finding, rate of retreat or melting of glaciers is not uniform. Each glacier has its own rate of melting. What about area? Total glacier area decreased from around 600 square kilometer to 572 square kilometer. So the net loss of 4.6% in total area. You can use this topic as an example while writing answer in GS paper 3. Within that, environmental degradation or climate change or global warming topic, you can use glacier melting as an example by quoting this example. Whenever you write any fact, better to quote the source as well. Here, source is the study conducted by ISRO and Wadia Institute. So prepare thoroughly on this topic. Now let's move to the third topic of the day, that is North Korea conducts several missile tests almost weekly once. In this background, let's discuss some important facts. Whenever you want to understand the North Korea or South Korean issue or Israel-Palestine issue thoroughly, take your world history book and read the Korean issue and West Asian issue start from the world history, then move to the foreign policy. Then only you will understand much better. About North Korea and South Korean issue and Israel-Palestine issue, we will cover in our GS paper 2 foreign policy section under mains category. One important topic that is coming in the news is Musudan. Musudan is the intermediate range ballistic missile that has the capacity to reach the US bases till up to Guam. Guam is an island in the Pacific Ocean. Take your atlas map, atlas, whether Orient Longman or any other atlas. Try to locate the Guam in the Pacific Ocean. There are 30,000 US troops are permanently stationed in South Korea. Because of the missile threat from the North Korea, South Korea and USA are in talks to deploy third missile system. In the South Korea. It is the world's most advanced missile defense system. If it is installed, even North Korea launches any missiles, the third missile system can shoot it down in the air itself. But installing third missile system creates geopolitical tensions. Russia and China opposed installing third missile system in the East Asia. THAAD stands for Terminal High Altitude Area Defense. Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System. Now let's discuss the fourth topic of the day, that is masala bond. Whenever an Indian company or entity wants to raise capital from the foreign market, they issue bond or other instruments. They can borrow money from the foreign market. They borrow money in the form of US dollars in most of the cases. The problem with borrowing in the foreign currency is that it is subject to exchange rate volatility. Today, they may buy $1 for 65 Indian rupees. Tomorrow, it may decrease or increase. So, Indian entities are suffering because of the exchange rate volatility. To alleviate this, the Reserve Bank of India in 2015 allowed Indian corporates, non-banking financial institutes, real estate investment trust and infrastructure investment trust to issue masala bonds. So 2015 is a major turning point. From 2015 onwards, Indian entities can issue masala bonds. Recently, HDFC became the first Indian domestic firm to issue masala bond. The plus point with the masala bond is that Indian entities will issue masala bonds to the foreign market and they will borrow money in Indian rupees. So the main plus point with the masala bond is that it is not subject to exchange rate volatility because Indian entities are borrowing money from the foreign market in Indian rupees. It's one of the plus point with the masala bond. So masala bonds, you must remember few important points. It is a rupee denominated and are listed on the Indian market and settled in dollars. It is another point you must remember. So Indian entities are issuing masala bonds in the foreign market. They borrow money from foreign market in Indian rupee. It is the first point. But while settling the money, Indian entities have to settle the money in US dollars, not in the Indian rupees. If Indian entities are allowed to settle money in Indian rupees, foreign investors will get affected because they will be subject to exchange rate volatility. So nobody will invest in the masala bond. That's why while settling the money, Indian entities should settle the money in US dollars. Masala bonds market will especially help the non-banking financial companies because non-banking financial companies are not allowed to accept current and saving deposits. That's why they are named as non-banking financial companies. So borrowing from outside is very expensive, and in this background, masala bond may help to the growth of non-banking financial companies in India. In the recent years, bank debt is increasing, that is non-performing assets are increasing. It is posing threat to the Indian banking system. In this background, Reserve Bank of India, there is a Central Bank of India issued paper which prohibits bank lending to large corporates and non-banking financial companies. So the paper puts some restrictions on banks while lending to the large corporates and non-banking financial companies. One of the restrictions is that banks cannot issue more money to a single entity. For example, if a bank A issues most of its money to the one non-banking financial company or Indian corporation, if the company defaults, it will affect the stability of the bank A. In this background, the new paper puts a restriction that Bank A cannot issue most of the money to NBFC or Indian corporation. They have to split the money and give it to the different non-banking financial companies and Indian corporations so that risk can be minimized. So because of this regulation, non-banking financial companies are finding difficult to get money for their activities to expand their business. In this background, masala bonds can help non-banking financial companies to grow faster. Two international lenders, International Financial Corporation and Asian Development Bank, issued masala bonds. In fact, International Financial Corporation becomes the first one to issue masala bonds. HDFC, that is Housing Development Finance Corporation. Housing Development Financial Corporation, it is India's largest home finance company, issued masala bonds recently. It became the first domestic company to issue masala bonds and raised money worth of 3,000 crore rupees via masala bonds from the foreign market. So in this background, prepare thoroughly on the masala bond. What is it? How it works? What are the advantages and recent developments. In our paid service video lecture, we covered the remaining 3 topics, that is Magadai River, there is a dispute between Karnataka and Goa, and steps taken by Government of India to promote Ayush, and third topic, that is Child Labour Amendment Bill 2016. So prepare thoroughly on these 3 other topics, and thank you for watching this video lecture. Visit our website commoonindia.com for prelims, mains and current affairs video lectures, and thank you.